Just you guys. All right. Good. So let's take our comfortable seat. Oh, here, my puppy's getting all excited. You're going to be on your yoga mat for a whole hour? That's amazing. Oh, here's another thing. I just chatting, but I said to Hart casually the other day how it's so funny, you know, a 2-hour yoga practice, not a big deal. Like a 5-hour yoga practice, I've done that many, many times in workshops. And any of you, oh no, we've never done that on retreat, but I've done it. And it's no problem. You know, you're doing your yoga, you're resting, you're feeling. And I just said to Hart, gosh, you know, if I do 2 hours on a treadmill, not my thing, maybe somebody else's, but like that would knock me. I was going to say that would kill me, but that's not true. I just wouldn't enjoy it. So it's just this beautiful thing. You know, we enter into an hour time for ourselves. And so welcome to your practice. Good. All right, lengthen yourself. Take a few moments to feel into your sacred sit, evenly balanced, the right sit bone, left sit bone. And just balancing your head over your neck, or maybe the chin comes back a little bit and tucks down. Good. And closing your eyes. Taking this time to listen to yourself being breathed naturally. Even though we are going to enter into some breath practices at the very beginning of this class, know that even if we don't ever do any, you will still be being breathed. And as we consciously connect to the sound, the flow, the movement of the breath, and engage in practices to deepen the breath, to strengthen the breath, we are, in essence, working with everything inside the body. The diaphragm movement as muscle, and the muscles of the rib cage, having it expand and contract. The muscles at your back receiving that breath as a way of irrigating, softening what in most of us becomes very tight. Gratitude for your sacred breath. Join your palms together in front of your heart, lengthen yourself, and exhale this breath as you bow your chin. Now is time for yoga. Now is my time. And we'll seal that as we chant Om together 3 times. Begin with a nice inhale to lengthen. Release this breath completely. And inhale fully to begin. As you exhale, bow your chin, release your hands to your thighs, lift your chin, and open your eyes. Okay, we're going to stay seating. We're going to stay seated for a few moments. I just moved my blanket back, so I'm just perching on it. And then change the cross of your legs. Good, and we'll just start with, let's bring the hands together. We'll interlace the fingers, press the palms out, and as you inhale, just reach up. And make it your own, friend. So if you need to bend your elbows, do that. Maybe you can push straight up. And you're stretching, opening. The belly comes in a little bit. The bottom ribs come in a little bit. The shoulders have the ability to move. And just being with this breath. Even engaging the legs a little bit. So you anchor the outer edges of the feet down. Okay, one more breath. And as you exhale, we're just going to go right into twist. So we'll open the arms, turn to the right, left hand to right knee, right hand behind you. Inhale to open and exhale, just turn to face the left. So we're just flossing the rib cage here a few times. Did this in last class. Just moving, feel that as you turn to the right shoulder opens out, almost like you're stretching, that side of the lungs. This is the place of the liver, spleen, it's opening. Good. And then just settling into this twist for a few breaths. You can turn your left palm out if you like that. Anchor. Maybe see you need to engage your legs to support. Soften your face. And just feel your breath. Take one more breath. Okay, we're going to release from this very slowly. If you turned your left palm out, turn it back, grab hold of your right knee, lift the right arm up. And we're going to crescent over to the left side. And it's very beginning of class, so be very kind. Really anchor into that knee. Yeah, maybe you floss a little bit in some way. You just find almost like a cat-cow. And I'm just going to deepen this just slightly by taking this right hand and placing it behind the head. And then I'll floss just opening and closing this elbow. Remember, we're doing this just to create more space for the breath. So feel whatever you're doing here. What can you open? Good. Okay. And then if you have the hand behind the head, maybe you extend. And then we'll take it all the way back and just come to sit. Straighten your legs if you like. Just turn your palms up. And really feel what's changed. Okay, notice if you're gripping your jaw at all. I say that because I noticed for myself. So just release the lower jaw, shift it side to side a couple times. That's good jaw work. Good, okay. And change the cross of the legs. Yes, all right. So bring the hands together. Opposite interlace, flip the palms, inhale and reach up. And make it your own. Look for space inside of the ribs, even, right at the base of the ribs, maybe lengthening. Feel your shoulders are not stuck. They can move. Good. Breathing nicely, fully into the shape of this. Yes. Good. One more breath. A full inhale. And as you exhale, turning to the left, releasing your hands into twist shape here. And you'll inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist to the left. And then just find your bit of floss here. Just moving this body. You might even feel the left shoulder really move forward and back. Good. Turning your head. Good neck work. Think of shoulder checking. I don't know if anybody does that anymore. With all the beeps and buzzes in the cars. Good. And then turn fully. Maybe turn the right palm out if you like that. And find your twisting shape. So here's what I'm feeling into. Evenness in the two sit bones. And taking the heart back a little bit. Engaging the feet slightly, softening through the shoulders, lifting the heart. Oh, and then bring in your smile, soften all the edges. Good, one more breath in. And as you breathe out, very slowly release, turn your right palm and reach this left arm up to the sky. And exhale over to the right. And just again, feel, really pressing this left knee down to get that length. And then if you need to bring in a little bit of movement here, that's always a good thing. Take these interesting shapes and say, okay, why? Why? And you can feel the why. Good. And then stay here or rest your hand at the back of your head. And again, I'm just going to bring some movement in. So as I bring that elbow down, and even back, I'm really getting into some place that maybe doesn't get a lot. And even just reach that elbow. Oh, I reach it up and over more. Just be playful. Good. And then bring yourself into the side bend, extend the arm again. And release. And then again, we're just going to rest in to feel what we've opened already. Okay. All right, I'm just going to turn to the side. You're fine as you are. And we'll change the cross of the legs again. If you need a little shake out in the middle, you know to do that. Okay, so from here, I'm just going to move into twist to the right. Take the hand down. Open the shoulder. So you're in this twist. Now I'm really engaging my feet, guys. Here's what we're going to do next. You're going to walk that right hand in to a place where maybe you can start to lift your hips. And it just brings in a deeper twist. If that's not going to happen, bend your elbow and really turn as much as you can. Okay. And then release. Come back. Pause. What just happened? Okay, deep. That brings in a deeper twist. So be kind. Turn to the left. And then knowing now, okay, so I place the hand, open the shoulder, and then maybe lift the hips, lift the arm, or don't lift your hips and just twist a little more deeply. Good, and then release. And again, just come to sit for a moment. Okay, change the cross of your legs or shake them out. Come to sit. All right, we're going to do that again on the second side now. So you make it your own. You don't have to do the lift. It's just taking new shapes. For what reason? You're going to find out when you do it. So you inhale, and then exhale, turn to the left. We'll start to the left this time. Anchor through the left hand, open the left shoulder. Start to press and lift your hips if that's where you're going. Maybe this right arm even reaches over your head. And then release in some magical, beautiful way, like nothing ever happened. And then breathe. Okay, right? Take your hand, find it. And then either just, you know what to do here. You've already done it so many times. You find whatever works. You open. This time I'm taking the arm over. And open through the right shoulder. And release. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. Stretch your legs out. Move your feet around. Good. Okay. I'm going to come into Bhatakanasana. Soles of the feet together. Knees out. Feel free to prop up if you need to. Take your hands, give these little soles of your feet that you see here, hopefully in some way. Just love them up, warm them up, pink them up, pink them up. Yes, everywhere here. If you know you have like tender parts in your feet, just send so much love into your feet. Good. Okay. Good. And then come back. We're just going to take the hands down to support. Okay, so press the soles of your feet together, open your toes, and really squeeze your feet towards each other. Lift up, drop your jaw, open the shoulders. So take them back, lift your heart. Okay, now I want you to just soften. I'm going to say the low back, sacrum is just softening. Feel that. Good. Anchor the feet, pull the toes back, open the shoulders, bottom ribs in. Good. Take a nice big inhale, and as you exhale, just release your legs, start to bring yourself forward into a forward fold here. We're going to go only to a place, let's say whatever you think your halfway is. So your halfway might be hands behind. Good. So once I anchor the hands, I'm just going to turn to the left and pull the right shoulder forward, and then turn to the right and pull the left shoulder forward. If Bhatakanasana is not your happy place, either smile and breathe or just come into cross-legged. Good. Okay. So now we're going to take forward fold here. So if you're going to go cross-legged, you remember which leg's in front. And I'm just going to walk it out. I'm not going so fast. I really want to feel. And then at some place, maybe I can even bring in a little bit of this cat-cow. So I'm just rolling back and front. And think of the heart as lever, the heart space. But it's really about getting into these hip creases in a super quick way. Okay, we'll do one more cat and cow version, and then drop into your version here, forward fold. So if you have your legs crossed, to stay with that cross. Drop your head as much as you can, friends. And as you settle into your version here, forward fold, move into the breath. And see if you can feel the movement of your diaphragm. As you inhale, it moves down. Maybe feel it expand. And as you exhale, it just comes back into its home position. Just be with this breath, soften your face, head hangs, jaw maybe hangs. Okay, one more big breath in. And then breathe out. And then slowly walk yourself upright. Just take your hands to a place where you can stretch your legs out. And we're going to open the legs apart a little bit, move the toes in and out as we move the whole leg here. A little bend in the knees might be helpful just to get into this hip crease area. Yes. Okay. Good. All right, we're going to come back into Bhatakanasana, or opposite cross of the legs, yogi's choice. Give my feet a little love, inseam of the leg a little love, everything some love. Good. Okay, and then take yourself into your sit and pause for a few moments. Feel like crown of the head goes a straight-ish line, because none of us have a, no one has a straight spine. There's always a little bit of curve. So just feeling, open the shoulders, lift the heart, and then take the small of your low back down. Good. Okay, one more breath. Nice. As you inhale, I'm going to reach the arms straight up, just as a chance to lengthen, lift the ribs, and then exhale, take your hands down. And again, we're going to come to the 50% place, wherever that is. Spread your fingers. Inhale. And as you exhale, turn to the right. Bring the left shoulder forward, and then just reverse. Do this a few times, just opening. So as you lean to one side, you draw the shoulder forward. We get a little lengthening through the side waist. Good. And then after you've done an equal number, so finishing off on the left side, bring yourself to center, and then find your cat-cow here again. Okay, feel for yourself. Do I need to really press the feet together? Maybe lift the knees up a little bit, support the hip crease here. It might be a flop. Just feel what you need to do to keep yourself well. And then release yourself into forward fold, whatever version. And again, we're just really bringing our awareness to the breath, this movement of the breath. Softening the face. And you might tune into the movement of the diaphragm. You might tune into the movement, the expansion in the chest area. You might really be tuning into what's happening in your back body. It's all good awareness. And one more full breath in and deeply release as you exhale. And as you inhale, press yourself up. Hands behind, stretch your legs out. And just once again, I'm going to open the legs a little wider, move the toes in and out just a couple times. Good. Okay. All right. Good. So from here, friends, we're going to grab the bolster. And I'm going to put the bolster lengthwise. You might put your blanket for your head. You can fold it any way you like to support your head. And now I'm going to be quite a bit away from the bolster. I'm going to take a block, and that's going to go underneath the sacrum. So there's some nice space. So when I come to lie down, I'm going to think, bottom of the ribs or the band of the diaphragm resting on the edge of the bolster. And then once you're here, you'll just lift your hips and put the block under your sacrum. So you're pretty much in a kind of a straight-ish line. And then whatever you want to do with your feet, they can go wide, knees together. or just wide. Or let's see, straighten them out if you like that. That's fine too. Okay, so that when you're down, once you're lying down, you take your hands, the small of your back, it's just going to be free, and the sides of the waist are free. They're not on the bolster, they're not on the block. And okay, so now we're just going to take a few moments and just feel into the heaviness, the spaciousness, and softening. So when I say softening, for me, I know I have to soften the jaw. Just let the eyes drop. And then you bring your awareness, you feel the chest supported, the shoulder blades supported. They can just rest into the bolster. And you might tune into the breathing that's happening in your body somewhere. Just feel. If it's helpful to take your fingers, find the bottoms of your ribs with your thumb and the top of the hip bones with the index, middle finger. And just feel what happens here when you are breathing in a very relaxed, connected way. Doesn't always happen when we're sleeping. If you're a dreamer or a jaw clencher, that's going to affect the freedom of the breath. Okay, so just one more breath, doing whatever you're doing, just bringing your awareness in. Okay, so from here, friends, you bring your hands together over your heart. You're going to interlace the fingers and you press these palms up to the sky. And as you exhale, start to descend them over your head. And you have the bolster there. So hopefully the arms will rest. Maybe not. So if this is no good, you know to modify. Okay, now we're going to do exactly what we do when we're sitting. So as you breathe in, extend the arms a little bit more over the head. And as you breathe out, just let everything soften. Just do this maybe 2 more times. So getting longer with the arms, softening. And after you've done that 3 times, you can release your fingers. We're just going to keep the arms over the head or keep the interlace. It's all fine. Just feel how the breath has been changed. Okay, and so now we're just going to bring in a little bit of breath play. So in this nice extension, if your shoulders are okay, everything's okay. Begin this next inhale, maybe for the count of 5, just for yourself. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then hold for that same count and count on your own. Might be less than 5, might be more. And then release for that same count or maybe a little longer. And if you can pause at the bottom, go there. But if not, just continue this cycle of counting your inhalation, being in the natural pause at the top for 5 counts or more or less. And then exhaling for that same count, or maybe more, and then pausing at the bottom, even if it's just for 1 or 2. Okay, last round. And then release your arms, maybe by your sides or out wherever they want to rest. And just release that breath. If your eyes are closed, maybe open them and just soften the gaze wherever it lands. Good. Okay. Separate. If your knees are touching, separate your knees. We're going to lift the hips, release the block, slowly lower down. As you lower down, lengthen your low back towards your heels. So you're just pulling, getting a little longer. And then once we come down, to see how this is for you, maybe separate your feet. Let's take a little windshield wiper just to open and release. Good. And then coming back into this same shape without the block. Your knees can be bent if you want to straighten your legs. That's fine too. And with this bolster where it is, you might feel the whole backs of your legs resting. Let your feet flop. Okay, and then just feel into what's changed. Use your fingers, if you like, to feel your breathing. Your diaphragm expanding. And even the back body, back of the heart. Really resting. So just tune into all of that. Just gathering information on your own natural breathing. Okay, one more breath, just resting. And then bring your hands together, opposite interlace. Press the palms up to the sky. Take them up and over your head again. And we'll just do 3 breaths of this extending. You might add the legs as you extend. Let's see, oh, can I get a little longer through the sides of the ribs? And after you've done 3, then just resting, the arms still as they are, but now the focus is going to be on the movement in your torso. And what you might notice now that the block is gone, you know, we're all going to notice something a little different, but you might notice that you can really tune into that expansion in the front, the back, and the sides. As the diaphragm expands into all those places, you can feel the full circumference of this being, this body. You can add your smile if things become too serious. You do one more full breath in. Breathe it out. And then you can soften your hands if you like. I'm just going to do 2 rounds of the counting breathing. So bring that in for yourself. Smile again if you're taking too much into the third eye space or the jaw. And just be with this. Square breathing, evening out all the 4 parts of the breath. And then as you finish this round that you're on, release your arms back to wherever they need to be. Just pause. Good. Okay. Notice which leg wants to bend first. Bend the opposite. Feet to the floor. Open your arms out to the side. We'll just take windshield wiper. And as you rock to one side, maybe lift that side of the hip a little bit more. So the knees go, or the opposite. Knees go to the right, left hip lifts a little more. Let's do that for yourself. So we're also doing a little bit of rocking behind the heart. Good. Okay. And then bring yourself all the way over to the right side. Roll off your bolster. Bring yourself up to sitting. And then just pause for a moment. You know, you might even want to lie down again. I don't know. I mean, I think I would, but that's not where we're going. So just going to feel here what we've done. Okay. All right, guys. So downward facing dog or child's. Actually, I'm going to start with child's pose. Let's all do child's pose. If you need the blanket or the block or whatever you need, bring it in. Good. Tops of the feet to the floor. And maybe even drop your belly, lift your hips, take the hips towards the heels. Okay. Now you might want to walk your hands back and just drop that low back towards the heels. And then extend your arms forward. You come into child's pose. You have your block, your bolster, your blanket there if you need support for your head. And I'm just stretching the arms as far as I can, just clawing the floor. Anchoring the sacrum down. So it's almost like you might be working a little harder than you normally do. Okay, and then once you feel you've got the shape, then soften everything around that. So just release any effort as best as you can. Tune into your breath. One more breath. And then So as you inhale, round up to your hands and your knees. I'm going to tuck the toes under. I'm going to lift the hips up. And so it's not quite downward dog because the hands are forward a little bit. Then walk your hands back to a place where your feet can be on the floor and your knees bend as much as you need to. And your feet might be, outer hip distance apart, maybe wider. Good. And now start to sink into your tailbone as if you're just dropping the tail to the heels. You might come to a place where you can grab opposite elbows here. Your legs are working, you're in your feet. And start to straighten your legs if that's there for you. Good. One more breath. And we'll take the hands back to the floor. And then sit down in your legs. You can lift your head and your heart. I'm going to take the hands one at a time to the tops of the thighs here. I'm going to lift the shoulders, drop the tail, drop the head, and press into your feet to come up. And once you're up, just be here. Let your arms rest. Feel your breath. And whatever you're doing here is good. Okay, take your hands together at your heart. Take a full breath in and out. Good. Okay. Feel here that you can press from the inseam of your legs. Just going to imagine you can do that to the inner arches of your feet. And now take that attention. So you press down and then really anchor the heels. And just feel, maybe you feel the tailbone drop a little bit, the thigh bones move back. Okay, so you're anchoring inner seam of the legs to the inner arch and then to the heels. Okay, we're coming to tree pose. I'm going to feel into the left leg, shift the weight over to the left, so the right heel's lifting, turn your right heel out, and then find your tree, and it might be low, and it might be higher, and it might go all the way up to the thigh. Okay, now feel that anchoring through the inseam of the legs, through both legs. Feel the heels deeply connect, tail drop. Now reach the arms up. Open your hands, open your fingers. Notice if the left side is maybe dropping more than the right. Can you find some more length through the left side? Breathe, be soft in your gaze. Feel into your wobbling. That's great. Calling out, great. All of it, great. And then release. And then just drop your arms. Be here for a moment or two. Just feel. Good. Okay, so we're going to start again with through the legs. So the legs maybe are outer hip distance apart. And bring the hands to the heart. And then feel you can anchor from the inseam to the inner arch. Push down. And then send that weight into the heels. And feel the tailbone, the sacrum, just gently anchoring. So feel all of that for yourself. Whatever's happening, smile. Whether you get it or not, doesn't matter. Shift the weight to the right leg. Lift the left heel, turn it out, and then find your tree. Find your gaze soft. And then once you're in it, anchor all of that through the inner legs, inner arch to the heels, both legs. And then there's a softening. Reach your arms up when you're ready. And see, can you get longer through the right side? Can you reach the right arm a little higher, evenly. Find evenness in your hips, is what I was going to say. And then the breath, the smile. Get one more breath. And then lovingly release. Just stand for a moment. Be exactly as you are. Okay, so I feel like we're all kind of at the backs of our mats. It's kind of how I brought you in. I'll put the hands together. Okay, we're going to take a giant step forward with the right leg. You're going to start by feeling into the arches. So anchoring inner legs, inner arches. Take it to the heels. Drop your tail a little bit. Lift your heart. Shift the weight onto the left leg. We're going to bend the right knee. Bring that right knee into your chest. Flex your foot. Pause here in your balance, in your stability. Okay, now I'm going to extend this right leg, bend the left knee, take a giant step. Woo! As far as you can. Wherever you get. Maybe the arms need to come out. Then we're just going to turn to the side. Yes. Okay, hands to your hips, like right, not at your waist, your hips. Put a bend in your knees if you need. Do a little bit of this. Maybe some circling of your hips, just a release. Okay, good. And then bring it to center. Okay, I'm widening my feet and I'm turning the heels out a little bit. I'm gonna keep the hands here. I'm anchoring inner legs, inner arch. Push down as best as you can and then send the weight into the heels. Just play with that. Drop the tail, lift the heart, firm your legs. We're gonna inhale. Now as you exhale, lead with your heart, take the thigh bones back, even if you need to bend your knees. We're coming forward, thigh bones back. Your hands can be on your thighs, push them back. Lift your shoulders, push them back. Be in the halfway for a moment. See if you can lift your heart. Put your weight in your heels. Where's your smile? Good. Okay, and then either put your hands down or reach them forward if you're like, oh, I just want more. More. Good, feel your legs shaking. And then now take your hands down to the floor. We're just gonna bend the knees and move the hips side to side. And we're really working that ankle joint a little bit here, some speed skating. Good, okay, come to center. Exhale, fold yourself down to whatever this is, but feel those thigh bones are pressing back, even if your knees are bent. This is about releasing the back. Good, soften your glutes if you can. Breathe into what's on offer. Good, one more breath. Okay, bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Here's where things are going to get interesting. So, hi, Sadie. I'm going to bend into the right knee, walk the hands over to the right. Now you're going to feel into that right foot because we're going to lift the left leg up, even if it just comes up a little bit. Push into your feet. Good. Okay, if you just got there, stay for another 5 minutes or release. Yoga humor. Okay, side bend, like just bend into one knee, then shift your hips. And then we go second side. So we walk the hands over to the left and we bend the left knee. Maybe this is enough, or you find your feet, lift the right leg up, push into from the center line of the leg to the foot, to the heel, and then release. How fun is that? Okay, move your hips, bend your knees. Good. Okay, I'm going to turn the right foot, walk your hands either side of that foot, move your left foot, whatever it needs. So you're kind of like lunge, but not really. Okay, from here, guys, we're going to go standing split. So I'm going to walk the hands forward, stand on the right leg, but pause for a moment, feel into your feet, whatever you can engage here, both feet. Then look at your left foot. Hello. And then as you're ready, you bend into the right knee, the hands walk forward, we lift this leg up. Okay, now look at your left foot, the one that's in the air. Turn the toes down. That might be hard, but if you add that inseam of the leg, might make it a little easier. Push out through your heels. Even if you need to have your right knee bent, take the tush back. Okay, now let that leg come back the way it was. So you have to walk your hands back, extend. Take it down. Hands around, come back to face front, rock your hips, let it all go. Okay, second side, so walk my hands, turn that left foot so it's pointing straight, then let the right leg turn and just be here for a moment. Press into your feet, bring in everything you've been working on. I'm just gonna pull my left foot back so I don't hit the wall. Okay, then walk your hands forward, find this one-legged lift, and then look at your right foot. Turn the toes down. Is it easier if you add that press out from the center line to the inner arch? to the heel. Does that drop the right hip a little bit? Good. Okay, and then walk your hands back. Step that right foot all the way to the back. Turn to the side. Give yourself a little hip walk, hip rock. Good. Okay. All right. Last time we're going to do this sequence. This time we're going to take it into a revolve. So I'm going to lift one hand up off the floor. Does that sound fun? Turn your right foot. Walk your hands around. Find this little half lunge. Be in your feet. When you're ready, walk your hands back. Lift the leg. Look at the toes, left foot. Do your best to turn them down. Once you've got them down, you anchor through the legs. We're going to keep the left hand on the floor so you can take the right arm. Might just go out to the side. If it comes up, it becomes a twist. Breathe. Okay, release. I just fell out. If you're still in it, let it be a slow, controlled release. Walk your hands around. Come back to this hip thing. Just bending your knees. Good. Okay, last side. Turn to the left. Adjust your legs as you need. Pause for a moment. Good. And then walk your hands forward and lift the right leg. And you find all of that. You can bring the toes down as best as you can. And if you feel balanced, right hand stays on the floor, left arm lifts. Maybe it goes halfway up, maybe halfway, whatever it does. Be here. Okay. And then release. Step back. Find your side. And then exhale, fold. Just for a moment, pull down. Inseam of the legs opening. Okay, we're gonna take a wide-legged downward dog. So you come up, walk your hands forward. Maybe shift the weight onto the balls of the feet. Then send the hips back. Press from your inseam of your legs, inseam of the foot to the inner heels, outer edge of the foot. And you tush back and breathe. Good. And then hands to the floor. Okay, we're going to come down to sitting. So you can either, bend your knees, bring them in. Last class, a couple of days ago, we did this drop back. So if that's interesting, you just kind of walk your feet as wide as they're going to go. The hands walk back, but the head is the lever. And I just keep the head forward, lift onto the heels. Just go, oh, can I take my tush down? Duh. All fine. Yes, I did see that. Okay, come down. Find your length, find your breath. Feel yourself breathing. Okay, we're gonna seal this class the way we came in. So if you need to sit on something, find it. Hello, cutie. Okay. All right, and then from here, just coming into your habitual cross, flex through your feet, hands together, flip your palms, inhale, reach up. Good. One more breath. We're gonna do this a little quicker. Okay, as you inhale, press up, lengthen. Exhale, turn to the right. Release your hands. Take 2 breaths here. Good. Okay, then we inhale, lengthen. Left hand to right knee, reach the right arm up. And exhale, crescent. Then either stay here or hand to your head. Play with this little opening. Good. Okay, last full breath in. Full breath out, and then extend your arm if it's bent. Bring it back, just pause, feel. Okay, maybe you need to stretch your legs or, yes, I love it. This is so cute, good. Whatever you need to do with your legs. Naturally do this all the time, it's good wrist stuff. Okay, yes. All right, pause, hands together. Opposite interlace, flip the palms, reach up. So just take 3 breaths here. Just feel, maybe things feel a little bit less sticky. Good. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist to the left. Here. Good. Turning to center. Catch that left knee, right hand, left arm lifts. And crescent over, and then be wherever you need, or go grab the back of your head, deep floss, or just hanging out. Just breathe, breathe, breathe. Good. And then release that arm, come all the way up, come back. Okay, stretch your legs. I'm going to bring the soles of the feet together. Prop up underneath your knees if you need to. Massage the soles of your feet. Thank you for supporting me in my practice today, you guys. You're awesome. I love you. You're so cute and pink. Good. Okay. And then find your length, your lift. Find yourself balanced on your sit bones. So, maybe you're in more of a cat pose, more of a cow pose. Can you find balance? Good. And then we'll inhale, reach the arms up. I'm going to exhale, bring them down to 50% of your pose, whatever that is. And then just turning to one knee and the other, bringing the shoulders over. Start to settle more into your breath. And turn this into a forward fold. And then come to center. Oh, we're going to do a little cat-cow first. So I'm going to walk my hands forward a little bit more. Come into this cat-cow version. Good. Do one more. And then walk yourself into wherever you need to be here. If you need a block under your head or anything you need, take the time to put it there. And if your hip crease is speaking to you, just see, if I shift my ribs a little bit, maybe extend through, just be playful. How can I offer myself relief? And it might just be as simple as feeling into the breath. Even imagining, if you do have hip crease discomfort, maybe you imagine the diaphragm on that side a little bit more free. And as you imagine that, the body might even take that shape. And be with your breath. Release any tension from your head, your jaw, your shoulders, your heart. And take one more moment. And then gently walk yourself upright. Stretch your legs out, give them a little shake. Okay. So if you were cross-legged, then you're welcome to do the other side. I'm going to do another forward fold with the legs wide, just to work that inseam of the legs. And I'm just going to start that same way. I press out through the inseam of the thighs to the arches, and then really anchor the heels. Maybe you spread your toes and just feel the outer legs softening. And just pause here so that you find that place where you feel most aligned, whatever that is today. It might not be the same tomorrow. Good. Okay, so I'll start again by just lifting the arms just to get longer. Good. Okay, notice if you're working the legs a lot, maybe your low back needs to come in a little bit, or the belly to support. And then exhale, release the hands. Again, I'm just going to turn, lengthening through the sides of the waist. In this really anchored pose. Good. And then be in wherever you need to be to just find a little bit of the cat-cow. So when we're in this shape, we can feel ourselves rolling over the sit bones. You might not have a lot of movement here. So then you just smile and go, that's good to know. Yes, that's it, guys. And then walk yourself out to wherever you need to be. It might just be here with the head dropping. And I want you to imagine now, as we're at the end of the practice, that your legs are just being gently held by the earth. You're not pressing down, almost like, maybe you're a little kid playing in a mud pile, and the mud is just gently surrounding the legs and embracing them and drawing them down, just in a really nice grounded way. And just be with the flow of your breath here for a moment or two. into this movement and the full circumference of your torso, into what you can soften and release. And some of you might feel, oh, wait, I'm further down in this pose than I probably have ever been. And whether or not that's your experience, you might also feel like, oh, I can soften something here. I can feel the heart dropping. It's great offering. And it might also be, wow, I feel this inseam of my leg awakening. Okay, if you have hip pain or hip crease pain, just imagine the diaphragm opening more on that side. And like the sides of that waist is getting a little longer, and massaging whatever needs to be held and massaged and loved up right now. Good. Okay, and as you're ready, just let the exhale really drop you in, and the inhale lift you up. And once we come up, if you were cross-legged before, now maybe you take the non-habitual cross, or you can go back to Bhatakanasana. We're just going to sit for a moment. So just find your sit. I'm going to turn the palms up, drop the jaw, feel the head coming back, and this gentleness of your breath just for another moment or two. Just settling into this great gift of breathing that will happen whether you ever attend to it or not. This just popped in my head. I saw this on Instagram. It's like, if you don't attend to your wellness, you're going to attend to your illness. So feel here at this moment, this wellness, literally filling your well with fresh breath. Okay, and then as you're ready, you'll just bring the hands together, bow the chin, just honoring all the work you do to keep yourself well. Release your hands and we'll shift into Shavasana. Now the way we had the bolster is Shavasana 2. So if you like that, then feel free to throw that bolster back in that way. And whatever you choose to do, though, it's about creating space to really drop in and rest. Feel your breath. And to know at this moment, nothing to do, nowhere to be, no one to be, just be. I'm going to take Shavasana 2. And I'll add in my heating pad because it's here. It's a really nice little treat. I don't know if anyone else is using heating pads. I have 2 in this room. Okay. When I'm not using them, the dogs are. That's the other thing. Okay. Just settling in. Maybe starting with a nice big breath in. If you want to stretch your arms over your head once you get here, just to ground into that lengthening, and then come into your rest. Shavasana. staying in your rest, just bringing your awareness back to the movement of your breath. You might even feel how the breath grows from the base of you up to the top of your chest and all the way out. And that might be happening in whatever order you feel. So you might feel as you inhale, the breath moves from the top to the bottom, or maybe the opposite. Just tune into the flow of your breath, softening everything around it, the shoulders, the arms, the legs, all the muscles of your face, the sides of your neck. Just rest into this gentle movement of the waves of your ocean, nurturing and nourishing all you hold within. I am well. I am grounded. I am here. And staying here for as long as you like. You feel you're ready to move, begin with a nice big inhalation. Maybe hold it up at the top for a moment or two, and then let that exhale go. And start to bring in little movements, fingers, toes, ankles, wrists. Maybe turning your head side to side a few times, very gently. Stretching your arms over your head as you're ready, getting really long. And then bending your knees, and you might just rest there for a few moments. Hug your knees into your chest if that works. And eventually coming to rest on your side for about 3 breaths or so. Just letting everything be absorbed, be released, and be received. Honoring your practice as you rise up with great intention. And we just sit for a moment or two to just feel and integrate and absorb, receive, release. And just feeling how you feel here as you come up, if you're coming up. You take your time. If you're just getting here, you take your time. Just bringing your hands together at your heart when you feel ready. Lifting the heart as you inhale and softening down the back as you exhale. I'm going to change to opposite cross. I just feel I need to bring that in. Good. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bow your chin to all that you are, all that you offer out into the world. More than you know. As you inhale, lengthen yourself nice and tall, lift your chin. Exhale here, and we'll seal this practice with our May We Be Blessed mantra and 1 Inhale. May we be blessed with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. May we be healthy, and may we be happy. Inhale. Bow your chin. Shanti, Om peace, Om Namaste. Take a full breath in. Breathe into your hands. Catch all that goodness, all that wellness. Lift your chin, open your eyes, and offer this. This is what we want. We want to be good and well so we can take care of everything that needs to be taken care of from a place of compassion, evenness, and groundedness. So namaste, friends. With great love in my heart and gratitude for every single one of you. Thank you. All right. Nice to see you guys. Have a great rest of this beautiful and glorious, very cold day. We'll see you soon. Thanks, guys.